Hey, what's going on, guys? Doug DeMarco here, and well, we've already unboxed this stuff. So, let's talk some shop. Hey, guys, this is a 3-month review of Dungeon Crate. Now, the overall purpose of this video will be simply, is it worth it? But some little backstory. For any blind box or mystery box that you get, you should always generally subscribe for 3 months. Because it's going to give you a good average. You know, maybe one box was good, one box was terrible, one box was average. And that'll let you decide better on whether you want to continue your subscription. And it'll also kind of put a point of focus on where your subscription box is going. And I think Dungeon Crate is a really good example of that. So I've been reviewing Dungeon Crate since the first one came out, this one right here. And I was pretty negative on it. I thought it was underwhelming. It had some good aspects. It had some quality issues. Personally, for me, you know, some of these little plastic items were misprinted. You know, where, oh, sweet Jesus, stuff going everywhere. Some of the items were a little higher or a little lower, and it cut off heads, cut off feet. You know, nothing terrible, but just little quality items. You know, the shot glass came with a D20, probably the highlight. Well, the actual real highlight was the coin, which I love Shatterpost Mint, and a little Nightwatch Games kind of a dungeon set piece. This was really nice, and haven't seen these guys back in since. But overall, as you can see in my original video, I was pretty underwhelmed, if not outright disappointed. But also in the later part of that video, you know, I'd hoped that, you know, they would grow and, you know, this would be, you know, kind of a rocky start, which a lot of mystery boxes do because they just don't know their target audience yet. It's kind of throwing everything against the wall, see what sticks, see what people like, and then, you know, put more of that in there. With the occasional outlier, you know, because you always need new test items, because you can't just keep, you know, revolving the same items. Which in the second box they did. The second box, you know, came with a little advanced deployment piece, little tent. Came with a mousepad style forest, which I use for BattleTech. Came with some dice, some type of cards, which I don't think I ever opened them. Yeah, they're opened. Also came with the awesome adventure. They skipped the next month, but one of these is in the fourth box, which is awesome from Nord Games. And the second box was a pretty big improvement over the first. The first, if I remember right, it's been a while, had a lot of digital stuff in it, like from Adventure of the Week, which I crapped on terribly. And Adventure of the Week came back with some, I believe this is Adventure of the Week. Yeah, the little mini dungeon cards, which also came back in the fourth box. I love these, and I love the adventures. And I think this was the right way to go. Oof, shaking all over the place. Because no matter how much value a digital item has, it's intangible. And especially with a lot of people in the RPG world, we need that tangibility. You know, just speaking personally, I need that tangibility, and I know a lot of others do. You know, I may not use, you know, hardly any of my 5th edition books, an actual book, but I have them. I have them to look through, flip through at home. I keep most of them on my Kindle, and that's how I DM and, you know, run adventures. So the second box was a pretty big improvement. And then we came to the third box. The third box had a redesigned crate. Out exterior, kind of made it look like a little treasure chest, which is awesome visually. Had a full bleed aspect to the box, which I really liked, and it really sets it apart from, you know, where they were to where they went. And it also came with some Kickstarter items that were supplemented by actual items. A leather pouch with more dice. You can never go wrong with dice. I suppose you can, but, you know, generally some dice in every other crate, you're not going to go wrong with. It came with the awesome dice tower, which everybody loved that I know of. They had a little shipping issue originally with advanced deployment, but they had fixed that, and some of the crates went out a little late, but they were really on top of it. And that's what you need from any company that's going to sell mystery boxes, is when something happens, they're on top of it. So they had a really, I think they actually even put out a video of the problems they were having on YouTube. But overall, from start, second, and third, you can see up there. I can't talk. It's a little early in the morning. So you can see in a real early progression, from this is what we had, this is what we gave everybody. They progressed to the second, progressed to the third, and then the fourth. Now, if you see my video earlier on the fourth, I loved that box. There was all kinds of awesome in it. And it was. It was out of all of the boxes so far, the fourth one is obviously the hands down the best. Until then, it was the third box. Before the third box, it was the second box. So you can see that they're improving over time, which is what a company really needs to do. I keep knocking into this thing. Good lords. All right. So, is this worth a buy? Absolutely. This is hands down worth at least 3-month subscription. You will not go wrong with that at all. Now, if you only subscribe for a month, you run into the danger of getting this crate, but not getting this crate. So you're going to have a bad, it's going to influence you. But what is that? Did I crack that? Holy sweet Jesus! I just noticed that. I cracked my shot glass. Look at that. That is terrible. When did that happen? Man, I must have been drinking way too much. Good lords. Cracked my shot glass. All right. Overall, like I said, this is definitely worth the 3-month subscription. Is it worth a 6 or a year subscription? If you're on a budget, no. You might want to wait and see, and maybe try and pick, maybe pick a box up at a convention or on eBay if they're selling them on eBay. Some of the resellers. So for those of you on a budget, 6 months, probably pushing it a little too much. You definitely want a 3-month subscription. You can't, like I said earlier, you cannot go wrong with that. You're going to be happy. It's going to be money well spent. Even if there is a dud, you're going to get 2 out of 3, and you're going to get items in what is the dud. That is going to make up for your money. That still bothers the hell out of me. Man, I drink out of this. Lords. Disappointment. When did I do that? Overall, as you can see here, I have it all set out. I think I have all the items still. I didn't keep them in their original box because I actually used quite a few of these. Obviously, I drink from the shot glass quite a bit because, I actually used our little crystal tokens out of the first box. I used the fountain and our little shower post mint coin because I love those guys. The second box, I think I used everything in the second box at one point. Maybe even I don't think I actually used the tent, but I used the fire. I didn't use the deck cards, but we ran through the adventure. Actually, I used this adventure and the dungeon card in the same adventure. I looped them together. I still haven't put my stickers on anything yet, but that's coming. That'll happen. In the third box, I think I had everything. The dice are given. We didn't play through the Brutes minigame that was published in here, but that's just a matter of time. We'll go through a play night, and we'll get kind of tired of D&D, and we'll look for something else. I've used the dice tower, obviously. Put that together and used it. It was pretty fun. I've even used tried to use some of the critical hit cards. Some of these are pretty cool. I personally don't like to leave that at the chance too much, as I like to pre-plan, something happened to a character to help them with character progressions. Because, sometimes it's okay to lose an arm. You'll get over it. Or maybe you might regrow it. That's up to you. Or maybe you get an undead arm. Let's see what else. Like I said before, I had used this the Forest mousepad tile when I played BattleTech. You know, because I have a clear acrylic map that I can lay over terrain. I think that's about it. You know, overall, thumbs up, guys. This has been a really good experience, and as far as I know, this is the first experience of its kind. No one else is offering the fantasy style mystery box, which is pretty interesting because you would figure, you know, Wizards or Hasbro would probably come up with something like this, you know, based off for D&D only, and it would probably be a little underwhelming like the Comic-Con crate is for Wizards, Wizard World, not, you know, Wizards of the Coast. Yeah, that's about it. I really don't have much else to say except good job, guys. You know, there has been a marketed improvement between the first and the last box, and that's really how you can judge something, especially like, you know, a lot of you guys are also subscribers to Loot Crate. And Loot Crate, you know, even though it's only $14 a month plus shipping, it was terrible for a long, long time. They didn't really know their target audience because it was just so out there. And they ended up just kind of throwing shit in a box and shipping it. And eventually they kind of spun their Loot Crate franchise off into many different crates that you can personally tailor to yourself. So which is that's good. And according to, if I remember right, Dungeon Crate sent out an announcement for, I can't remember. It's not army games, but more miniature-based, I guess, war games. I don't know if they're going to do a crate on that. Maybe that'll be something, you know, that's not... I don't know a lot of guys who are still doing the miniature war games. There are some, but a lot of that stuff gets super expensive, a lot more expensive than the stuff's in here, and it gets really expensive really quick. So even if there's not a lot of interest in that, I would still like to see them get their feet wet with that. Maybe not like a monthly subscription, but you could definitely do something like that as a quarterly subscription, you know, once every 3 months or even once every 4 months. So that's it. That's Dungeon Crate. I highly recommend it. If you're a fantasy RPG player, you're not going to be disappointed, and you're going to find something in every box that's going to be worth the money. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and you guys be awesome.